This is a hot take I've been sitting on for a while. Squishmallows should replace pillows. Have you ever fucking gone to sleep with a squishmallow behind your head?
No.
Dude, life changing.
Damn, you sound
But
like a
yo,
baby.
100% baby shit. To 1000%. Squishmallows are for babies. But again, I, like Travis Hunter, am not afraid to be myself. 3, 2, 1. Kevin, what's up?
What's up? It didn't even pick up your clap.
Really? Because it was too
Yeah.
loud and too intense.
Yeah.
Too much
Too much
power.
steam. Yeah.
Are you in Cincinnati?
I am in Cincinnati.
This is the home. Your childhood
Yeah,
home?
this is my
Who
childhood
could
house.
forget when
Yeah.
you were podcasting here and you said, "Mom, I'm podcasting."
Yeah.
That's I'll never look at this angle ever.
Hey, who knows? We might be so lucky to run it back today.
Yeah. Tough week for the Bengals. We're not going to get there, but I do have to tell you a quick little story.
Yeah.
So I was watching the National Football League on Sunday, and I was both on my phone while also watching Red Zone, which is a new low. And I saw a little video that went viral. It was from the Cincinnati Bengals game, a game that I know
The
that you
headbutt.
were at. And yeah, there was a guy in Zubaz pants, and he was lying on the floor because multiple officers were holding him down.
Security officers.
Security, yes. And this man gets up and uh headbutts while there's multiple security guards around him, this guy with the sunglasses, and knocks him
Yeah.
out. And my stomach dropped because I was like, I hope this isn't Kevin. I was like, I need to see a face on this guy. And listen, again, I don't think that that's something you would do. I know that you're more mature than that. But for a second, when I saw that it was a Bengals game, I knew that you were at, and a man being held down by lots of security guards. I was like, "Oof, please don't be Kevin." And then I got a facial visual, and I was like, "Okay, good, not Kevin."
I mean, I would certainly be resisting at a I would certainly be resisting the security officers at the game, but
Yeah,
I don't think I'd be headbutting. It was yeah, that was pretty crazy.
a wild
What an
headbutt.
excellent internet video that is.
It is a great internet video, but yeah, when he was like being held down in Zubaz pants, I was like, "Fuck, man, I hope this is a Kevin.
Yeah,
I really hope this is a
yeah, it
Kevin."
couldn't be me.
I know, but
Hey,
congrats, it was not you.
I'm trying to tone it down a little bit this year. So
I know. I'm proud of you for that, but also I know that when those Bengals are rocking and the game's flowing and the beers, the cocktails and the pregame.
yeah, I mean we took it easy. Like it's week 2. We're still not in
Yeah,
not in mid-season form yet.
yeah. You're
Still
like Joe
still
Burrow or a slow start.
yeah, slow start a little bit. My abdomen's a little sore from yelling.
Okay. Did you
Got a
boo?
little.
Did you boo? I saw there was some booing going on there.
It was more like a come on, like let's get this going, like be better.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Not like
Because
boo, you
it was
guys
pretty
suck. More like boo. We can
like come
play
on.
better.
It was more like come
Ah,
on.
come on, guys. Well, Kevin, thank you. So you're traveling, so we're gonna be doing remote pods for a little bit.
Yeah.
Shout out to all our new listeners, people that maybe are coming to the show from the Debbie Millman show. This is the show. This is Kevin and I talking about sort of the weekly news and things going
Stuff
on
we
in the
did, yeah.
world and stuff that we did. So you're probably already tuned out. You're like, okay, I thought this was a design podcast, but
We'll
it's
get
it
there.
is it is kind of. We'll get there at some point, Kevin. Before we get there, I guess I have just one more question for you. How often do you think about the Roman Empire? That's the topic that everyone is questioning out there.
Not too much. I'd say maybe every other month.
Every other month. I think you're gonna say
Every like once a quarter maybe.
once a quarter.
Not too often, but like it was kind of remarkable in some regards what they did. They probably were shitty and you know,
Yeah.
colonialism is never great, but
Yeah.
I mean it was impressive how they held it down, I'll say.
They held it down for a while.
Yeah, they did. They did
That's
hold it
true.
down for a while. They
Can I,
invented
can,
roads, they invented aqueducts.
so once a quarter? Is that so 4 times a year?
Yeah,
The Roman Empire pops into your brain and you're like, yeah. They built roads.
all roads lead to Rome, right?
I guess you're right. I will say I think about the Roman Empire absolutely never, and I have never thought about the Roman Empire outside of this meme. And I think what we found out this week was that there are mad history dudes out there.
Yeah, I mean, dudes love history. I think
Dudes
that's
love history.
quite a trope.
It is, but I don't know. Something about it feels problematic to me.
Yeah. I
It's
mean,
like
it
when
certainly is.
it is. And so, when Kanye said he loved Hitler, it's kind of gives me that kind of vibes. I'm going to be honest. If someone's like, I love World War II, if that's kind of
That's
I think
different.
about it every day. Ooh, ooh,
That's
ooh.
different. World War II is so different because
It's on
it
it's on
wasn't even that long ago. And
mm.
the less than 100 years ago, have you done any research on like Stalingrad or like any of those sieges in Russia? They're crazy.
I don't. That's the part. And I guess that's the meme here is like I guess like a lot of the people out here, mostly women, it seems, that are asking their partners are shocked, confused, and alarmed by how much they're thinking about the Roman Empire and history in general. But again, I'm a coastal elitist, and also a Jewish person, so I don't like to think about the past, Kevin. I'm thinking about the future.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm a
I think,
futurist.
all right, that's fair. But I will say World War II,
Yeah, yeah,
very fucked up.
yeah. Again, I don't think about it. I think that's the thing here. But again, I am shocked. That was a response I saw from a lot of people. It's like, I don't think about the Roman Empire all that much, maybe like once a month, which is
Hmm.
insane. And then like, but I think about World War II every day. I think about the world wars every day. It's like, really? Really? That's
Yeah.
that's
I'm not an
that's what's going
everydayer.
on.
I'm not an everydayer.
Okay, a couple times a week? That's still
Nah, nah, nah.
crazy to me.
Maybe like once a week.
Once a week. Once a week, that's fucking crazy. That's crazy. Again, I'm just not a history buff like that. I don't think about history like that. I'm too focused on the future, Kevin.
Different strokes, different
That's it.
folks.
Speaking of the future, we have the first humanoid robot CEO has launched in Poland for a drinks company. When they said Polish drinks company, I pictured like beverage company, kind of like sort of sodas and waters, but it turns out it's actually alcohol.
It's
So I
actually a
don't
Colombian rum
a rum company. I don't, why do they
dictador.
call it a drinks company? But she said that she doesn't have weekends and is always on 24/7. So she's a AI robot, an experimental chief executive.
Yeah, let's go. It's setting a good example for the lower class of workers. Get your
Yeah.
hustle up, baby.
Yeah, that's right. She rises and grinds every day. Actually, she doesn't rise and grind because she's just always on. She's just
Yeah.
24/7.
I mean, that's what we're gonna have to compete with. And
Yep.
you know how much
Yep.
money she's probably taking as a salary? Zero.
Yeah. $0. Yeah. She works all day, every day.
Yeah.
And her name is Mika. Let's put some respect on her name.
Yeah, I can't wait
She
to be like Mika,
yeah.
but
She works for
less
a
efficient.
she works for a company called Dictador, which you can't even make this stuff up. That's the real name of the company, Dictador. And they appointed her this AI robot as a chief executive in August of last year. How did we just find out about this?
Maybe they've been working out the kinks. It probably takes a year
Yeah.
for to get like a
Mm-hmm.
an AI up to that level.
Yeah.
I don't know. This
What?
is some very dystopian stuff here.
Yeah. She said that she's not afraid to put the work in the hours department to help the company quote take over the world. What could go
Yes.
wrong here, Kevin?
Yeah. Maybe that was like a, slip of the tongue,
Yeah.
but I doubt it.
This feels like a shitty movie on Netflix. I mean,
Mm.
Dictador. Turns out she's a dictator, and she's like, it's like, I don't know. I'm this can't be real. This is real. She works 24/7, always on, ready to make executive decisions and stir up some AI magic.
I'm sorry, but what is there to do with a drinks company 24/7? Like, how are you remaining busy? I don't think that's possible.
The day I show up to a fucking meeting and there's a robot giving me fucking feedback on my packaging, I'm out of the game. I have to go.
Yeah. I mean,
And I love
we
the
may be
future.
approaching.
Yeah, and we're not too far. She said she has a wide range of tasks, including helping to spot potential clients and selecting artists to design bottles for the rum producer. So
Damn.
she's a curator, and she knows good design.
I
She's
mean, maybe
good
she
at
should choose us.
That's right. I mean, I would do it for the story.
But
Dictador.
maybe she'd be a good client because if she's
Mm,
AI, she's,
yeah,
devoid of bias or, she's
emotion.
just data driven. So maybe she'd give a very clear
Yeah.
brief, and we'd be able to just
Yeah.
knock it out in one fell swoop.
I
She'd be
mean,
very descriptive. Maybe
she's,
2 rounds.
yeah, she's working 24/7. So it's not like you're going to have to wait to get feedback or she's going to
Yeah.
be indecisive or change her mind. She makes quick decisions and she fucking goes with them. Shout out to Mika.
Yeah, we need to take on more AI clients,
Yeah.
more
I have a
humanoid
good
robots.
Yeah, I have a good quote for her. She says, "My decision-making process relies on extensive data analysis and aligning with the company's strategic objectives." Quote, "It's devoid of personal bias, ensuring unbiased and strategic choices that prioritize the organization's best interests." So, maybe
Yeah, great.
she's the best leader there is.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I feel similarly about what I do. I think I could say the same exact uh I could
That's
use the
right.
same exact terminology for my job description. So
Yeah.
me and Mika
Yeah.
are one and the same.
Yeah, that's right. Similar
I just
hours,
do it
similar
more
vibes.
efficiently.
That's right. Yeah, exactly. You don't need to work the weekends to do the same thing. I mean, listen, I will say the second I see a Dictador bottle in, the local bar and grill, I'll know that she's doing a good job. Until
They're,
then, Mika, we'll see.
they're
We'll
serving
see.
Dictador at Bot Bar Coffee.
Yeah, this does remind me of the coffee shop where robots, which is that working? Do we have an update there?
I
I
I
passed by
bike
it the
I
other
bike
day.
past it almost every morning, and
Yeah. Yeah.
it may be out of business. They may
Yeah,
have
these
shut it down.
robots. I mean, a robot can't even make fucking coffee. You think it's going to be the CEO of a drinks company like
Yeah,
Dictador?
If Mika can put in 24/7,
Yeah.
like what this Bot Bar robot must be lazy, must
Yeah.
not be grinding hard enough. Couldn't
Yeah.
couldn't handle it. Like
Yeah.
I've tried to walk in there a couple times and they were
Oh,
closed.
it's
They were
closed.
training the
Taking a
robot.
quick break. Taking
They
a
had yeah,
quick robot break.
they had two people
Hmm.
wrangling the
Yeah.
coffee robot, and I guess it just didn't work. I guess it didn't take.
Yeah. I think it's
Maybe it had an attitude problem,
Yeah, that's right. Being rude to customers. I mean, honestly, that would be exactly the Norman Greenpoint is coffee. Sort of dictadors out there. Um.
I actually, going back to our coffee discussion, when we were
Okay.
talking about the cold brew, I think somebody may have
Don't give
take,
away. Don't give
I
away
think
my
somebody may
idea
have
on the
taken the
podcast.
idea.
No, I have $1 billion business idea. No,
I
don't tell me about this.
The guys on Throwing Fits were
No, no,
discussing a coffee shop that was
no,
providing
no.
like $2 cold brew.
No, Kevin,
That
don't give away
sucked.
my ideas on the pod.
So
That's devastating if this has
yeah,
happened. I have one good business idea that's
I'll look
not
into it,
centered.
but
Yeah, get back to me.
it's
That's
not looking
that's
great.
crushing. That's not great. Kevin, we're living in some fucking crazy times because we got Dictador announcing a CEO that's a robot named Mika. Humanoids promoting movies really are at other robots. We're at the Chargers game this weekend. I
It
don't
was
know
last
that
weekend.
it was last weekend.
Yeah,
I'm over with the robots or the the live sporting event promo for movies. Like, stop doing
yeah.
that.
Get out of there.
Get out
Sports
of
are for
there.
the people.
But the biggest story of the week, Kevin, aliens exist. Did you? We're a little late on this because we were, last week we didn't have
Yeah,
a
we were
news
podding
show.
with Debbie.
We were podding with Debbie, but aliens, Mexican politicians, they just fucking pulled out two mummified corpses that week that experts are claiming they're non-human.
Yeah, what experts? I think we need to peer review this study
Yeah.
here.
Yeah. So the two bodies, if you didn't see, they have only three fingers on each hand, and they have very like ET style heads. The Mexican government unveiled them on Tuesday in sort of these like big window boxes that kind of look like sort of displays at a museum.
Hmm.
And yeah, they're saying they're between 700 and 1800 years old, which pretty big sort of gap there. So we don't know, but the X-ray shows that yeah, we are not alone, Kevin.
Hmm.
These specimens are not part of our terrestrial evolution,
Sure,
says
whatever they say.
UFO enthusiast lawmakers that DNA is proving. So I guess the question is, Kevin, are you believing that these are real aliens?
Yeah, I mean, I want to believe, so I'm gonna
Yeah.
believe. I think a lot of the science and all this mumbo jumbo is going right over my head. I'm not
Yeah.
the most educated DNA scientist out there, so it's above my pay grade. So I just got to
Yeah.
trust what the experts are saying. So these guys are real.
Yeah. I mean, my first thought was I saw it first not through actual content or through a news source. Saw it through a meme first, which was like, it's amazing how quickly it went from like aliens exist to me at the end of a meeting, like
Yeah.
like sort of like it's just an international sign of basically being dead.
Yeah,
And it
me
was very
before
funny
my
to me.
coffee.
Yeah, yeah.
I
Me
mean, this
before
is
I had
this has
my
got to be one of the more prominent me when I memes
yes,
of the
yeah,
year.
yeah, exactly. A new meme template dropped. Also, maybe aliens exist. That's basically the headline here.
Yeah, me when
I
the client feedback hits.
exactly, and that's what I'm saying. Like,
Me in round
oh,
3.
exactly. When they want to make changes after I deliver
Yeah.
the final files, alien exists.
Wow. Design
Yeah,
humor.
yeah. Design humor's here, but yeah, I mean, listen. I think at this point we can all agree aliens are here. Aliens are real. We can all agree there. I think we know that. Tom DeLonge was right.
Yeah.
But
Vindication.
I mean, I think my concern with these things is that they look a little too much like what we think aliens are gonna look like.
I mean, this shit
So
looks like E.T. from the
that's what
movie.
I'm saying. That's what I'm
Spielberg
saying.
made this.
Spielberg, yeah, they're non human. They're just props from movie. Also, so that was like one of my first like I don't know. And then my second one was how small they were. They were like less than 2 feet or some shit. They're fucking
Yeah.
tiny.
I
They're like
could
little
body
toys.
I could body this little alien guy. No
Yeah.
problem.
Yeah. Kevin, I don't think the aliens are here to cause problems. That's also another
Put us in
lie
an
we've been taught.
Oklahoma drill and I'm running through that guy. No problem.
Yeah, dude, that fucking alien couldn't do shit on the fucking Bengals.
Yeah,
Couldn't run the
absolutely.
ball at all.
Now,
No.
get pummeled.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, listen, these little boxes that they pull them out of are adorable, but like,
Oh, the little like casket looking
yeah, the
thing.
little tiny little caskets.
I mean, at least
They're
I feel like they've been treating them with honor and respect.
yeah,
So maybe
they look cozy.
that's good for the human species, demonstrate
Yeah.
that we can honor and respect the bodies of fallen extraterrestrial life.
The fact that one of the specimens supposedly has eggs inside. Oof, I don't know. This is all very troubling, and I want to see where this goes. I mean, listen,
Are they active?
yeah, I don't know. Like, what does that mean? If this is gonna be if this is a promo for a movie, I'm gonna be really pissed. I guess I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna say like if this is another like Netflix original show and this is like just promo we found out in
It's
like a week or
2023.
two.
Anything's possible.
I know. And I think listen, the Mexican politicians are they just here to promote some sort of a television show? I wouldn't I don't know. I don't want to think that that's the case, but my third eye is always open to
You just
promo.
got internet brain.
I got internet brain exactly. It's like what is the real promo here happening? Like what's the brand really trying to do here? What are we selling here? And I think I don't know, TBD. Also, I think like how quickly it became a meme is quite hilarious.
Oh yeah, instantly. I mean,
Instantly.
anything that circulates online is
Yeah.
very quickly, circulated in the meme sphere.
Yeah. Kevin, we have some updates from our favorite brand, Subway. Subway, for the new listeners, is our undefeated favorite brand of the podcast, mostly because they're doing everything and anything to remind you or distract you from all the bad press that they have. And they are running out a playbook of just every single marketing tactic that they possibly can. And it almost now is not every week where there's something new that they're trying to do.
I know
And
they keep swinging.
they're just swinging and swinging and swinging. So, quick update from last week. Those subway blimps in the sky, they're real. We saw
They're
some
real. People are
photos.
on them.
People are on them.
Not super easy to locate any UGC. I poked around the internet for a little bit. There's nothing on Twitter about it. So
Really? Really?
did they really exist? I don't know. I don't know if people actually went up in there.
Yeah.
And even though they had 3 Kansas City dates already this month. So
And so no real content coming out of it, which
I
is
mean, not that I
surprising.
saw, but I
A
may
ton of
not have
research.
done my entire due diligence as a
Yeah.
podcaster and reporter.
Well, listen, that's the front and center difference. I have there is a news press release showing real blimps that the original blimps looked like Photoshop mock-ups of blimps with
Mhm.
graphics on them. Now there's real pictures, or at least what appears to be a very real looking, a more realistic
Yeah,
looking.
they got some video of it in the sky, but it's
Real?
coming first
Oh,
straight from Subway. Yeah, the video's in the doc.
yeah. Again, could this be faked? Probably. The printing looks so bad.
I mean, it all looks pretty bad. I was gonna say like the the flying looks particularly choppy and
Ooh.
and not very fun to eat a sandwich on.
Oh God. So that was last month, and I do want to see like I've seen a bunch of pictures here. I don't see any videos of anyone eating a sandwich.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like that's what I'm kind of looking for. Again, they're not doing this for that. They're just doing this for the story. But we'll keep an eye out on that. But
yeah,
this
we'll
week they
keep
have
our
something else. They have something else for us to talk about, which is the story comes from Hype Bay. And Subway is releasing a new fashionable uniforms for their employees because they believe that Subway and fashion, food and fashion, is a match made in heaven. That's the real headline from Hype Bay. Eat fresh and look fresh.
Yep. I mean, good. They started off with some good copy.
Yeah.
Little, you can tell they came up with that in a nice strategy session.
Mm-hmm.
So good for them. That's a nice line right there. That's
Yep.
that's 1 point for Subway.
The fashion I could describe as only as exactly what you would think people would wear at a Subway. It's like green shirts with logos on the chest. There's like a ringer tee. There's a polo. There's hats with Subway sort of arrows on them.
Hmm.
I think if you close your eyes and were like you looked at the brand book merch page, this was done by Turn Duckworth, I believe, a couple years ago. They basically made those.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not mad at them. I think like the ringer tee and the polo, I think are actually kind of nice. They look good. They are fashionable as a
Mm-hmm.
uniform.
Yeah.
I'll say that. That's a nice thing I can say about that.
Yeah, it took them 18 months to create the new uniforms. The fabric of each garment has been specifically woven into a unique polyester blend, which uses recycled plastic bottles.
That sounds awful. I would hate my life if I had to stand
Hmm.
in a restaurant all day, slicing deli meat on a slicer, wearing plastic water bottles on my
Yeah.
persons.
Well, shout out
I
to them
can't stand that.
for doing something, sustainable, which is
Sure.
nice. The only reason why we're talking about this, in my opinion, is because they hired a great photographer named Olivia Richardson, and they basically did a really great job with uh casting, art direction, styling, basically everything but the actual clothes themselves, because the clothes look incredibly regular. Not to say
Yeah,
bad.
what about the pattern on the apron, dude? They probably that was probably a lot of the big chunk of time they spent is locking down that sick pattern.
Yeah, I don't know. Again, it just feels like I don't think this feels incredibly fashionable. This looks pretty much just like what you would expect Subway uniforms look like. I think the story, I guess, if anything, is that they're sustainable.
Yeah.
Yeah. Still yet to try the new Subway deli sliced sandwiches yet. I had a thought on Sunday, maybe I should go on, but I did.
Yeah. Was it
So
when you saw
that was
Patrick
me.
Mahomes
Yeah,
on the
promoting new
commercial?
Subways. Yeah. I mean, the photos look awesome. Like they look very cool. They got cool looking people. They're wearing cool sunglasses. They got lots of eye makeup on.
Yeah.
There's sure. Yeah, there's
Yeah, it's a
aprons.
cool
They
looking
got
group
cool
of
sunglasses.
sandwich artists.
Yeah.
Artists.
Yeah.
And
They
I love the photo shoot too.
yeah, no, the photo shoot looks great, but I think again, if you put these clothes on like regular looking Subway sort of consumers, it would look completely different. Like the models and the photography is doing 99% of the work here. It doesn't look. The only reason why this looks fashionable at all is because of the
Yeah.
shoot. It's
It's
not the
because
clothes
Olivia
itself.
Richardson pulled out all of the stops and just
Yeah.
laid like slam dunked this
Shout out to her.
assignment.
Shout out to her. And this is in contrast, I think, to or I think this reminds me a little bit of the Reneé Rapp Sweetgreen rollout, which I really liked that came out this week. Reneé Rapp is like this singer. She's also an actress on an HBO show that I watched, which I enjoyed. And she's kind of like a new it girl of the moment. And she has like a partnership with Sweetgreen. And they did a really great sort of rollout, really cool photography, really interesting sort of art direction and
Hmm.
giant props, which I always love. Who doesn't love a giant bag, or an oversized thing of dressing?
Yeah, I
So,
mean, I think that photography was very fun as well. Shout
mhm.
out to all the photographers out there doing killer work for big
That's right.
brands.
That's right. I think it's cool that Sweetgreen has been sort of very selective with their endorsers. Like they
Mhm.
haven't rolled out like a million endorsers, and they've been pretty smart and selective. And so they first had Naomi Osaka, which was I remember we talked about on the show. Then they had Devin Booker for a minute, and now Reneé Rapp. So I think it's now become a bit of a badge of honor to have your own Sweetgreen bowl, which I think is
Yeah, for sure.
Sweetgreen and I've been a fan of for many, many years, and I've said they are probably one of the best examples of a modern brand that gets it. They just
Hmm.
it's not just that they have good design, it's just that every single decision they make in and around their brand is a good one. From the bags to the menus to their endorsers to their campaigns, to their social to their stores itself. Like every part of it is just a masterclass, I think.
100%. Are you gonna try this bowl?
See, that's the thing. It's like the bowl itself looks a little bit kind of just like any other bowl at Sweetgreen, which I think we've also talked about how a lot of these sort of custom menus at these establishments are basically just had different ways of mixing up the exact same ingredients.
Hmm.
Her bowl is made up of roasted tofu, cilantro, cucumbers, red onion, shredded cabbage, spicy broccoli, and tomatoes on a spring mix bed, and her favorite dressing, which is the cashew, spicy cashew, which I'm not going to try that. I'm not. I'm allergic to cashews, so that's also a big part of it. But
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
That
I
makes
don't
sense.
really. I don't. I'm that none of those things are the things that I'm getting at Sweetgreen. My order is chicken, goat cheese, miso, sweet potato, broccoli, cucumbers, tomatoes.
That sounds really good.
That's the Alexander bowl. It's probably 1,500 calories. So shout out to me. It's actually
It's healthy.
it's yeah, it's probably the most unhealthy salad you can get Sweetgreen, but delicious. Show up and tell them, go to your local Sweetgreen and ask for the Alexander bowl and
Yeah,
see what they
get
say.
the Alexander bowl. Is that what your menu item would be? Like if you were to get a brand deal, do you think it would be Sweetgreen?
I personally, again, as an authentic sort of person that would never do a promotion for a brand that I didn't authentically love, never would do such a thing
Hmm.
unless they paid me a significant amount of money. Yeah, Sweetgreen is a brand that I can authentically say I ate probably 3 to 5 times a week for a number of years. Literally, when I worked in Midtown Manhattan, it was the best salad lunch money can buy. And yeah, I still have an affinity for Sweetgreen. Unfortunately, I can't order it to Greenpoint because it's about $50 to $75 a salad when you order
Hmm.
it online. So unfortunately, I just financially, it's not in
Yeah.
the cards anymore for me. But yeah, no, Sweetgreen is the best, and I would I do have a custom bowl. They just don't promote it.
Yeah, just
But
ask for the Alexander bowl.
that's it. Go for it. Yeah, I just think it's cool. I think they did a great job with her, and she's a rising star, and she's kind of amazing.
Yeah. I think
You
it's
didn't know who
cool.
she was. You didn't know who she was.
Yeah, I didn't know she was, and I still have no idea who she is.
She's
But I think
yeah,
it's cool, whatever. And I think
yeah.
it's cool to find for food brands to find people who are authentic fans and give them their own and work with them. I think it's, aspirational to a person like myself, up
Mm,
and coming media star.
that's right. To get
Maybe
a
someday,
authentic
maybe someday I can get my own meal.
pickles,
Yeah,
all pickles. Kevin's pickles.
yeah, it would
Kevin's
just
pickle salad at Sweetgreen.
no, it'd probably be a burger with extra pickles on it.
There you go. Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think it's for people. They do a good job of not just like giving out sponsorships, partnerships to just whoever like wants one. I think it's very clear. And I read a little bit about this that she just was like she is a fanatic Sweetgreen user.
Yeah, and since it's written down on this article, it's got to be true.
Yeah. No, but I think one thing is you can tell when it's not real. You can
Yeah.
tell when it's not like 100% authentic and when it's kind of like bullshit. They just hired sort of Kevin Hart and gave him a big bag and he's like, "Oh yeah, I love Coke Zero," you could tell. You could tell. Speaking of moving on, Coca-Cola Creation story comes from the Die Line, the number one place for packaging news, packaging resources, packaging sustainability, information, conferences, newsletter. They're doing a Decoded coming up. Actually, I put it on my
Oh, really?
calendar
For Dialing
for
Decoded?
Die Line Decoded, which where they have designers and studios show behind the scenes of the making of great projects.
Yeah,
I
plug
believe
God.
you could I believe you could still watch mine for United Sodas. I think, hopefully, maybe somewhere. Safari Sundays is doing their Slurpee rebrand.
Oh,
I
yeah, I saw
believe
that.
next
I might
week.
have to watch that one.
I put on my calendar. I'm going to watch it. So check out the Die Line for a lot of things, but check out Die Line Decoded coming up next week. I will be watching, and it's fantastic. Decoded is one of my favorite things that they do over there. And so this story is about Coca-Cola Creations. If you've been a long time follower or listener of the show, you know we've talked about Coca-Cola Creations quite a bit. They went on a flurry last year where they were just kind of coming out with new flavors, new products. What seems like once a month
Yeah,
over
they
the
were
course of a
doing,
year.
it might have been like every other month. I don't, they weren't that prolific.
Yeah, but
It's the
basically
creations wasn't that prolific.
the simple idea was that Coca-Cola, has a sort of sub brand called Coca-Cola Creations that puts out sort of experimental-ish type products. And they're also a bit mysterious about the flavor of the product. So
Mhm.
last year they had one called Pixel. They also had one called Transformation with Rosalia. They had one called Dream World. They did one with Marshmallow. Um, yeah, they're basically just kind of mysterious sort of flavors and kind of under this Coca-Cola Creations handle. And
Yeah.
I for one am here for it. I worked at Coke for 10 years, so I have to disclaim that for a second and just say that Coke is not known for doing this type of stuff. They're more of a classic iconic brand that doesn't really kind of mess with its assets too much. They
Hmm.
try to sort of keep it classy, and for them to kind of roll out this kind of activation, these kind of experiences, these kind of new products for new consumers, I think is admirable, and I think they do a pretty good job with it. I've once said that they were like the mischief of Coca-Cola, is like sort of this like sub brand that gets away and does some more interesting, kind of more bizarre things, which I believe that the younger consumer is looking for. And so they're back, and this is a new brand, or sorry, new product from Coca-Cola Creations called Y3000. The Y stands for year 3000, and so this is the first limited edition Coke flavor from the future, created to show an optimistic vision of what's to come, where humanity and technology are more connected than ever. Kevin, I'm sensing a theme here in the show today. For the first time, Coca-Cola Y3000 was co-created with artificial intelligence to help bring the flavor of tomorrow to Coke fans. Taste the future now. Coca-Cola Y3000 will be available for a limited time only, so pick up a Coca-Cola Y3000 and get a glimpse into the future world.
The intersection of humanity and technology.
That's right.
Stamp it.
Stamp it. That's what I'm looking for from this beverage.
Yes. An optimistic view of the future. That's I'm
Mm-hmm.
sure that's what Coca-Cola would love to paint.
That's right. And the question is, what does it taste like?
The future.
I don't know. That's it. The future. It features kind of Y2K looking aesthetics, which have become a sort of staple of this type of design that they've been putting with
Yeah, the
the
kids love it.
Coca-Cola creations. The kids love the Y2K aesthetics. I said this on the show. I think it said when we were talking about this last year, I said I think they're going to run out of Y2K theme packs, and I think they have. This one looks a lot like Dream World. I'm a little confused why it feels like very similar to that aesthetic.
Hmm.
I understand that they're trying to make it look Y2K ish, and I still don't understand why the future has to look like the past. I don't understand 100% why 2006 graphic design is what 3000 looks like.
Well,
Someone
because
needs to explain that to
trends,
me.
how trends work, Alex. It's like a cycle, and they always come back around. So
I guess so, but I think it's bizarre that it has to look retro to look futuristic. That's just a
Well,
personal
to
thing.
move forward, you kind of have to take a step
Look
back
back, yeah,
sometimes.
yeah. No, I get it, and I agree that is facts. So I don't know, just feels like kind of a rehash of what they did with Dreamworld. And the interesting part is that they used AI to do the packaging and also to do the flavor.
Yeah.
Which I'm calling a little bit of BS on. I mean, yeah, maybe they use prompts to create assets, but there's definitely people designing this. Like,
Oh, for sure.
they're not fully leaving this to the
Yeah, I think it was
robots.
AI assisted, which is
AI
an
assisted.
optimistic view on the future.
That's
They're just
true.
they're AI is just gonna be helping us out.
Did
They're
you
just
see
gonna be
there's a
helping us
billboard?
do the best work we
There's
can.
the billboard campaign for Fiverr. It says AI took my job. And then in big letters and underneath it says to another level. Kind of brilliant.
Sure.
Yeah. I mean, so happening here. AI took this job to another level. We
Wow.
do have a quote here from the senior director of global strategy at Coca-Cola, Onad Vlad, who said, quote, "We hope that Coca-Cola will still be as relevant and refreshing in the year 3000 as it is today. So we challenge ourselves to explore the concept of what a Coke for the future might taste like and what kind of experiences would a Coke from the future unlock. The quote, real magic brand platform, wait, stick in that strategy, celebrates unexpected connections that make the ordinary extraordinary. So we intentionally brought human intelligence and AI together for an uplifting expression of what Coca-Cola believes tomorrow will bring."
Sure. Whatever you say.
Great. So yeah, I'm reading a little bit more about this. Basically what they did was they didn't fully use the robot AI technology to they kind of did some research of what the future flavors may be, and then basically inputted them all into sort of AI, and then the AI combined them together to come up with combinations. I don't know. This is co-created with AI. Sure.
Yeah.
So if I
It
give
seems
you
it seems pretty. It seems like a
blueberry and
buzzword they were using. Maybe.
yeah,
Yeah.
sorry
Which I
guys.
don't really care. Like if Coke isn't using AI, that's probably a positive thing, right?
No, I guess it's fine, but it's just like that's kind of the shtick here. Is like
Yeah.
we co-created this with AI. This is the future. Da 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 da. And I guess the future might look like
The
us,
future's Y2K,
putting
baby.
prompts into chat GPT and getting combinations of those flavors. Oh, these turn these top, five flavors into flavor combinations.
Yeah. I mean, I
Sure,
think what they
sure.
really like
Is that
the
the
cool.
future or is that right now? Like I feel like that's
Well, they got the
not.
Coke freestyle, and I recently enjoyed some Coke freestyle
Yeah,
action.
where were you?
Yeah. So when I was in North Carolina, I was at
Mm.
Wegmans, and we were killing some time. So yeah, I got myself a sody.
I actually at Design Matters last night, Jackie was like, "Do you want a drink?" And it's Monday night, it's raining. I don't need to drink alcohol. I was like, "Can you just get me a Coca-Cola on ice?" And uh that
No flavors though.
nope, just straight from the gun from the
Yeah.
bar.
I
And it
mean,
was delicious.
I had a cherry Coke, and I
Oh,
hadn't had one of those in forever, and it really hit.
cherry Coke,
Yeah,
top,
cherry Coke's
top
great.
Mount
Then I
Rushmore
had a
sodas
I
for
had a
me.
I had I kept taking just a little bit, Just I just wanted to taste. So I went up and
Yeah.
got a cherry Coke, I got a vanilla Coke, and then I
Mm,
got a vanilla cherry Coke. Cherry Coke
beautiful.
was the best one
I'm
by
not a
far.
big vanilla guy with my
Hmm.
sodas. Like I think that to me is I like cream soda. I
Yeah,
like cherry soda or cherry Coke really more so. I like root beer. Vanilla is like kind of in that sort of family, but for me, it's like
I
I
think
don't
root
know.
beer's
Put it.
nasty.
Whoa, hot take. You think root
Yeah,
beer
it's
is
up there with mint
nasty?
for me. Yeah, I just
Whoa,
can't do
oh,
it.
so this is like you hate
Can't
it.
do it.
You
No,
can't do it.
can't do it.
Yeah, completely disagree. I think root beer is
Yeah,
top of the list for me.
yeah. I mean, whatever. I
Yeah, you don't
it's
want to
not.
go deep into this.
I don't care.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
think I just like I've got like a memory of like a really bad like somebody having like a really bad root beer burp like around me and me wanting to throw up or something.
Wow.
Those
Wow.
are nasty. Those are really nasty.
Wow. Kevin,
Those
to
are
bring the show.
the worst burps. Comes
The
from root beer.
worst burps, root beer. You've heard it here first. Kevin, I'm going to move on because we got another beverage and it's from Dunkin' Donuts, or just Dunkin'. And they have a new collaboration with Ice Spice. Ice Spice is the rapper of the moment. Doja Cat, Ice Spice. Yep. There are other ones, but those are probably sure. Let me redo this. Dunkin' is back and they have a new collaboration with Ice Spice. They're launching the Ice Spice Munchkins drink. It's now available nationwide. And pumpkin spice season has this is a quote from them. Their Mick Vicar Nelson, who's the chief marketing officer at Dunkin', said pumpkin spice season has gotten a little bit predictable, so we sought help from our friends Ben Affleck and Ice Spice, a sentence that I did not think I'd be reading, to
The
create
team
a
we
new
didn't know we
pumpkin. Yeah, to create a pumpkin obsession that only Dunkin' can offer. Oh, sorry. Her name is Jill McVar Nelson. That makes a lot more sense. The result, the collaboration you never knew you needed, pumpkin, munchkins, and frozen Dunkin' coffee blended together to create the Ice Spice Munchkins drink. It's fun, it's delicious, and it's not your ordinary pumpkin drink! Exclamation
So you're
point.
telling me they're blending up some munchkins in there?
Yeah,
Pretty
they're
sick.
they're putting ice and spice. Get it? It's iced and it's spiced, and
Mhm.
also Munchkins. Apparently, Ice Spice's fan base is called the Munchkins, so that's where this
Uh-huh.
kind of this where the collab comes from.
Cool.
And then yeah, just bring in Ben Affleck.
Recipe for success. Ben
Just
Affleck.
because it's not random enough that Ice Spice and Dunkin' Donuts have a collaboration, we need to get Ben Affleck.
Well,
So
Ben Affleck is Dunkin' Donuts.
yeah,
He's the
he's the
poster child.
brand. He's the brand ambassador, right?
Yeah, we were talking about this yesterday, but that meme of Ben Affleck smoking a cigarette in the rain or whatever,
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I've always imagined him having like a Dunkin' coffee in
In
his
his
other
hand.
hand, but he doesn't. It's just he's just going through it,
Well, I
no
think it's
beverage.
because there are multiple stressed Ben Affleck memes.
Hmm.
And one of them he's smoking a cigarette, but there were like a couple other ones where he's like juggling a bunch of shit. And
Okay,
like some of them are he has Duncan. He's
dude's
from
going through it.
Boston. The man is having a tough go. I mean, the back tattoo, I don't know what's going on in Ben Affleck's head, but it's not pretty. And but I did find this to be kind of funny. Like I thought I
Hmm.
watched a commercial. Is it the world's greatest advertising writing? I don't think so, but I think they're a funny combination. I think it's an unexpected pairing,
Yeah,
and I
I agree.
kind of think that's a fun little twist.
Yeah, I would like to see some more come out of this. Let's push this a little. Let's push it a little bit.
Yeah.
Hopefully they did. I mean, if they didn't push it now, they probably,
Mhm.
but maybe we'll see some more commercials roll out in the next couple weeks. Um,
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty funny too.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. I mean, I think the product itself sounds like it's going to be 2,000 calories.
Oh, for
We're
sure.
talking about blended munchkins in a iced latte.
Goddamn milkshake, baby.
That is a fucking milkshake. But I will say, do you like munchkins? Are you a munchkins fan?
Not really.
Really? I as a
I'm more
kid,
of a Timbits guy.
oh, Timmy Hortons?
Yeah, I'm
Really?
Team Tim Hortons. Yeah, give me that
Where do
ice
you get
cap.
Tim? Where do you get Tim Hortons in
Only in
America?
upstate New York, Buffalo.
That's true. Yeah.
Actually, they have a
Yeah.
Tim Hortons at the LIRR stop at JFK. So,
I have
pro
tasted
tip.
and seen. I have seen. I actually had. You just jogged the memory. I actually had Tim Hortons at the Long Island Railroad station, at Jamaica.
Yeah, they
So
got it there.
they exist. You're right. I actually
I
did,
think
and
that might be the only one in New York,
yeah, no,
potentially. I don't know. That's the only one I've ever been to or seen.
you're yeah, because I remember when I went to school in Buffalo, obviously Tim Hortons is out there. Labatt Blue, Tim Hortons. These are the
It's
Canadian
good
brands,
brands.
good brands. But yeah, no, you bring up a good point. Duncan. See, the thing about Munchkins is that as a kid,
Hmm.
you're just getting force-fed munchkins seemingly every week. At
Yeah,
least
by your
that's how it felt for
grandmother.
my child. Just in classrooms, oh, I'm gonna bring a munchkins for the
Hmm.
group, right? They're very easy. You can get a box of like 30 of them for like, $5 and bring them to school, bring them to, sort of soccer practice. They're just out there. They're a very easy travel box, and versus
Yeah.
getting a box of donuts for kids. It's insane. So I think like a lot of things in my childhood, I went through many years where I was like, I can't eat those. Like I just had them too much. So,
Hmm.
from the ages of like 20 to 30, I was like, no more, no munchkins,
No moss.
no moss. But recently, I've made a triumphant return to munchkins. And guess what? They're just like little donuts.
They still hit.
They still hit. So I'd like to try this drink. I think it's gonna, I'm gonna have to fast for days. I guess it seems like a full meal
Yeah, I mean this is gonna be pretty tough on the
on the
on the old
diet, on summer
yeah, on the
diet.
diet. But hey, don't talk to me until I've had my milkshake in the morning.
Yeah, yeah. So I've had my ice spice munchkins drink.
Don't
Are
talk
they
to
gonna
me.
come up with a better name than that? Ice spice
Well,
munchkins
in
drink?
one of the commercials they talk about naming.
Really?
They have a naming session, whiteboard, Ben Affleck's
I
pitching a
didn't
bunch
see
of
that one.
names, and then Ice Spice is like Munchkin. Get it?
Got it. So because it's her
Yeah.
fans are called the
And
Munchkins.
her hit song Munch.
Oh, that makes sense.
Hmm.
Munch and Munchkins. This is good for her. Like I'm happy that she's out here getting in. You know what it makes me think? We need a name for our fan base that strategically gets us a lot of money. So Walmarters, you know, meta heads. What are the biggest companies in the world? Applesauce.
Subbubs.
Yeah, cokeheads. We need a name that we could be like, oh yeah, that's so funny. That's what we call our fans. That's why we need to
Yeah,
do
for
a
our
promotion.
brand collab.
Yeah, exactly. All right, Kevin, we'll put to work. We'll get to work on that. Last story of the day, Johnson and Johnson. They make all the products in your sort of a drawer in your bathroom. They announced a major refresh, and it's got the internet going crazy.
Does it?
Yeah, the design Twitter, design X. I'm still calling it Twitter, by the way. I'm just it may have an X on there, but I'm still calling it Twitter. I don't
Yeah, I
know when
mean, what are
that's
you
gonna
gonna
change. It doesn't sound right to call it design X.
yeah. I mean,
Design Twitter. That's what it is.
when you watch a video on there, what do you say? I watched a X video.
No, I'm not calling it an X video. Yeah, no, I just think it's weird, and also I do find it on my phone. I took part in an article for Print Magazine. Shout out to Chloe, and talking about the change to black. I will say on my phone when I open up my home screen, I don't click it as much because it's kind of like, I guess it's less screaming out like click me.
Yeah.
So
I mean, how do
uh,
you feel about the grungy texture that
the
they
grungy texture
added?
makes me want to kill myself. That's an official quote. The grungy texture is everything
And
I hate in
you
design.
can see more official quotes in Print Magazine article.
That's right. Yeah, the grungy. I check out. Yeah, type in Alex Enter Print Magazine X black logo.
I love a
Yeah, no,
digital grunge.
the digital grunge is horrific, and this is I want this to. What I love about the podcast is that it stays around forever and ever and ever, and these random conversations that you and I have will live forever. So I want this to live on in infamy. Uh, Textures, digital textures are no for me, dog. That's the
Absolutely.
official quote. Don't put textures on your type. Don't put textures on your logo. Don't put textures on your on anything. Just
Textures
no.
are for real life.
Yeah, texture is for life, real life. Don't put a grain over your design and then don't buy grain pack like from those like grain pack makers. Like none of that. Stop that. None of that.
Yeah, I'm always smoking on grain packs.
Yeah, no, 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 no. But people are pissed. Johnson and Johnson is an iconic brand. They've had this script logo for 137 years, and now they moved on to a non-cursive logo, and people are not happy. And I think this is probably where we say people are not happy and it's probably not because of this cursive logo change. And maybe they need to go touch grass or therapy or yeah, Kevin, what else should we recommend? Getting off their phone. Like if you I need to see this logo in action. I need
Yeah,
to see
on
like
the
baby powder with the
discontinued
new
baby
logo.
powder.
Yeah, I need to see how it looks
Are
in
they still making baby powder?
they gotta be making baby powder.
Because
If Johnson and Johnson's
they
not
had a
making
massive
baby powder,
lawsuit.
why? Because the baby powder wasn't for babies?
No, they said it was like a carcinogen.
Hmm.
It
The
says
baby
it in
powder is
it
called
says it in this Skyline
Johnson's.
article.
Really? What they stopped making baby powder?
No, they mentioned it though. Hold on.
I need to see more from this brand identity. That's what I'm saying. I get that they changed to lowercase. I get it. And it looks bad when you like just look at the two side by side, but I need to see more of the brand in action before I can make a final ruling on the new brand.
Yeah, the Skyline article says, of course, anything that helps distance Johnson and Johnson and major lawsuits over cancer-causing baby powder in the public mind is
Public's
also a
mind.
plus.
Wow.
I mean, they did get reamed for that.
Really, what
Turns
a
out
baby
baby
powder
powder
causes
causes cancer.
cancer?
Yeah.
Well, that's a bummer. That's sad. But yeah, I'm looking at the packaging. I don't see any packaging. That's the thing. I need to see how the brand roll out. I need to see how it comes to life. I'm not gonna
We
just
need to see
jump
some
in and
animation.
I need to see some animation. I need to see a brand book. I need to see a case study. And before I can sort of deem this whether it's bad or not. And
But what
also
if you
let's
heard a
not
juicy quote from the EVP?
ooh, we got a quote.
Yeah.
Vanessa Broadhurst, Executive Vice President of Global Corporate Affairs. Quote, our Johnson & Johnson brand identity communicates our bold approach to innovation in healthcare while staying true to the care we have for our patients around the world. Quote, we take immense pride in leading healthcare for more than a century and are seizing on our scientific momentum to impact health for humanity profound.
Nice.
Wow.
I
What
feel like
the
Chat GPT wrote that, but
yeah, no words meant anything in that sentence. Kevin, the other day someone sent us an application to the studio and obviously I put them on blast. I read it and I was like 100% sure that ChatGPT wrote it. You know when ChatGPT like you can tell.
it's just a
I
little
can
clunky.
I no, it's not that it's clunky. It's just using a lot of like complicated word structure unnecessarily.
hmm
And I think I can just kind of
Did you run it through a Chat GPT checker?
is that does that exist?
Yeah, hell
Can
yeah,
you
it
send me a
does.
link? I
Yeah,
want to see if I'm right. It's not about this person. I just want to see
well, hopefully they're not
if
a listener of the podcast.
no, hopefully not. But like I will just say, if you're going to use ChatGPT, this is a lesson for all designers out there. If you're going to use ChatGPT to write an email, like you gotta edit that. You can't just copy and paste that. Like, sure, maybe get some ideas from it or thought starters, foundation, but like Debbie said, you can't be just copy
Yeah,
and
just
paste it. That's
write it in your own
write it in your own
voice.
voice. Yeah,
Like,
this was
why would you write an email and have it not be in your own voice? Especially if it's going to somebody like you're
as
applying to a
important as
job
I am.
for.
Yeah, no, for sure. I know. That's what
Like,
I
I could
thought. But
understand it if it was like, some
mhm,
bullshit, like, fucking meaningless email you were sending like within an organization to like say like, oh, this
mhm,
thing's done, or like to communicate with like a team you don't really care about, but like you're sending it to a dude you're
mhm.
trying to get a job from. Come on.
Yeah. So the final the end of the story from the die line, shout out to Rudy who wrote the story. He said the new logo will slowly roll out across product packaging and branding assets. Don't ask us when because we don't know. And also there's no word yet on who designed the logo. And
That's
so
great.
all
That's why we
tips
read the die
welcome.
line.
Yeah, that's because of
Honest.
the writing, the honesty, the transparency, the authenticity of the writing. So
I mean,
shout out to the die
they
line.
do chef up some fucking brilliant pieces.
Really
And
well
by
done.
some
And
brilliant pieces, I mean all of them.
all of them, yeah. Not they don't miss over there. Decoded is September 27th, at 10 p.m. So that will be kind of next week for the listener. So check it out. Honestly, tell them Alex and Kevin sent you for no
Yeah,
discount
spam
at
the
all.
chat with
Spam
Alex
the
and Kevin
chat.
sent us.
Yeah, actually just spam Kevin in the chat. Just write
Yeah.
Kevin over and over and over. But yeah, decoding Slurpee with Safari Sundays. I'm intrigued. I think that was one of my personal favorite rebrands of the year. I
Yeah.
really liked what they did.
It's the fronty watch.
Yeah, and so I'd love to see kind of behind the scenes. I really enjoy seeing kind of the work behind the work. And so shout out to Dieline for Decoded, which has been around now for a little bit. And I enjoy it every time. I don't see them all, but a really fun way to watch designers kind of in what they do behind the scenes. So that's the show today. Johnson and Johnson, you're on watch. You took out that logo and iconic script that nobody cared about until today.
It was hard to
And
read,
so,
dude.
yeah,
Children,
Kevin, right?
the youth
Who?
cannot read cursive. They can't
Yeah,
read or write in cursive.
Kevin's been
I'm
sitting
part
on
of a
this
dying
tape.
generation.
Yeah,
I learned it in school, but
you learned it.
as soon as they told us we didn't have to do it, I stopped doing it.
Is that true that kids are not being taught how to write
Yeah.
cursive?
Yeah, it's obsolete.
It's obsolete.
Yeah.
Wow.
They don't need
They
it.
say
It's
that
a useless skill.
the robots, Kevin, they took our jobs.
Yeah, the robots
That's right.
can't read cursive either.
The robots, yeah. You know what? My mom used to do calligraphy when I was a kid. So you know what?
Well, I mean, at least that's cool.
That is sick.
That's
But
much
Johnson
cooler than
Johnson,
cursive.
well, I actually did a little deep dive into Johnson Johnson logo because I'm a brand head. And that Johnson Johnson logo has changed a couple times over the years, and it started with an actual signature from Johnson himself.
Yeah. Isn't it a little redundant? Two Johnsons. Just say one. It's one Johnson.
Well,
One Johnson's enough. Two's too many.
Yeah. I don't know. People are very upset about this. It's one of the world's oldest logos. So I do think that's kind of like what kind of people that will always set people off. And it's
Times
quite
are
literally
changing.
a script from 135 years ago. Kevin, should we just go out there and say it? Scripts are dead. Coca-Cola, you're on watch. Come on. When are you going to get rid of that Coca-Cola script? Right? Come on. We can find a nice little serif for you.
It's time to come into the future.
Yeah, the mark a new era.
In 3000, scripts are obsolete.
Yeah, exactly. So we should just change it to Coca-Cola in just a Helvetica
Maybe
sans.
some like Neville Brody Y2K
sans
type font.
Yeah.
Blur. Hit it in blur.
Kevin, I got another little exciting story about Johnson Johnson, founded in 1886 by three brothers, Robert Wood Johnson, James Wood Johnson, and Edward Mead Johnson. Question for you. Why is the company not called Johnson and Johnson?
Why isn't it
Johnson?
Wood Johnson?
Yeah, why did two of those brothers have Wood as their middle names?
Maybe they thought three Johnsons was redundant. Three's company. Two Johnsons is that's good. Three Johnsons too many. One Johnson over the line.
They should have called the company Three Johnsons. That's what they should have done. Now. Who's the question is who's the third Johnson who's not in the logo?
Dickwood Johnson.
That's his name. Edward Mead Johnson. These are some old timey names. Yeah. Robert Wood Johnson began his professional training at 16. Okay. In Poughkeepsie, New York. Shout out to fucking New York. Shout out to Three Johnsons, my favorite company.
Yeah, the Triple Johnson.
Triple Johnson. All right. I think we now need to go. Welcome everyone to the show. That is Front and Center. We'll see you next week. Kevin is on the road, kind of doing his live, laugh, love that he does.
My Eat, Pray, Love or whatever.
Yeah, Eat, Pray, Love trip. Where's next, Kevin, on the trip?
Well, I'm staying in Cincinnati for a little bit. Then I'm headed to LA, Santa Barbara, seeing Pete. Shout out Pete. And then headed out to Eastern California for a little fly fishing trip.
Oof.
And then out to Phoenix, Arizona, Scottsdale, visit my brother. And back to Cincinnati, back to New York.
Wow. This is exciting, Kevin. We'll ask for more updates.
And plenty of Bengals
week.
games. Plenty of Bengals games in there. I'm hitting like 4 out of 5 weeks. So
must win next week.
Yeah, goddamn right.
Must win.
Got to beat the Rams.
All right. Thank you guys. Who day?
Peace.